What's up, everyone? Bitcoin in a falling, broadening wedge with a breakout target of $13,800, simultaneously right now testing confluent resistance at the 50-week moving average and this long-term pattern upward trend line. What is going to happen next? Welcome to the channel, everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit those notifications right now. Let's jump into the charts. Bitcoin just grappling with that $8,700 area. This is the falling broadening wedge that you see on the screen in orange. It's a descending broadening wedge. Before we jump into that, we know on the weekly, Bitcoin is putting in some bullish indicators. We talked about this stop and reversal indicator that you see here hitting below Bitcoin price. We know when this indicator hits above, that's kind of bearish. And then when it hits below, it is bullish. We got that hit below Bitcoin price. We know historically every time Bitcoin has done that with this stop and reversal indicator, it has worked out really well. Actually, if you look at last time Bitcoin did that, we know price gains we can look right now, just around almost 300%, 280 some percent as Bitcoin exited the bear market low. We have a lot of similarities right now in Bitcoin charts with a lot of upward momentum in play for Bitcoin. Look at these momentum oscillators, a ton of room for Bitcoin to continue in this bullish environment. Now let's go look at this. This is the descending broadening wedge since June 2019. This is a pretty long-term pattern in play right now. Pretty long-term pattern. I'm editing this video right now. I can't believe what I just said. It's literally almost a year-long bullish falling wedge leading into the 2020 Bitcoin halving. And I'm so nonchalant talking about this pattern. With a pretty nice breakout area, you can see Bitcoin testing the upper trend line once again of this broadening wedge. It looks risky because we know the downside of rejection here is potentially a new low. And we know the bottom of this trend line close to around $4,000. Will that happen? Maybe not. We have the Bitcoin halving coming. There's a lot of bullishness happening for Bitcoin right now. So let's look at the upward potential of Bitcoin right now. Let's look at some rules for this wedge. This is the pattern site. This is Bulkowski. Bulkowski is he's like the guy that I've learned so much from. This website I've learned so much from in terms of trading and for trading. And if we look at the rules for this falling broadening wedge, I want to go over some of these things with you, the characteristics, right? So let's first look at price trend. Can be up or down leading to the pattern. The shape is a megaphone tilted down. We can look at that. That looks like a megaphone tilted down, lower lows, lower highs. Trend lines. Both trend lines slope downward. At least two peaks and two valleys should touch their respective trend line, but it's best if the pattern has at least 5 touches. It trends upward and reversal continuation. The chart pattern acts as a reversal of the prevailing price trend. The trend before the pattern began compared to the price breakout direction 58% of the time. So 58% of the time, it acts as a reversal. So if we're trending down, which we are, 58% of the time, it acts as a reversal. A couple more rules I want to just throw out there to you. We have a breakout price target, which you see on the screen here, marked A. That is the beginning of the pattern. So that would be around $13,800 when actually looking at the price over here. So $13,800 is the breakout targets, and throwbacks hurt post-breakout performance, but pullbacks help. So I'm bringing up pullbacks or throwbacks because in the event that Bitcoin does break out of here and even reaches our targets, right, around 13,800, throwbacks tend to hurt performance, meaning Bitcoin could come right back down, throwback to this upper trend line. And at that point could be around, $9,000 or so dollars. So we could make a really strong move, break out to 13,000, 14,000 with a throwback to the upper trend line around 9,000. Always be prepared for throwbacks. But why is this bullish? Why could this be so bullish right now? And I have to mix it with the weekly chart. I have to add that weekly chart for context, because if we zoom out, we know on the daily chart, the pattern is playing out nicely. But how does that translate on the weekly chart, right? And we have these other indicators we've been tracking for Bitcoin, namely the stop and reversal indicator that we tracked on the weekly. We just got that indicator below price come in, very bullish. And I can't ignore, and I keep bringing this up, but it's so important, these RSIs, the stock RSI right here in the middle, and this top, the RSI, slower moving momentum oscillator, a ton of upside in terms of what could happen next for Bitcoin. Now, if we look at the weekly chart, Bitcoin is at a really crazy area, and this is like the make or break for Bitcoin. And it's almost identical to back here. And we were probably doing videos talking about the same exact thing, make or break, meaning 50-week moving average, everyone. That is the decisive point for Bitcoin. Bitcoin must break that on the weekly. We had some tension back here for around a month, Bitcoin seeing a lot of resistance at the 50-week moving average. We are there now, literally testing it. Like it's 86.76 right now. We're up and below 8,700 right at that 50-week moving average, and we're at this upper trend line of this long-term pattern we're talking about. This is it, everybody. We've come a month and a half from that swing low, and now we are there. Bitcoin is literally testing all of the resistance on the short term, and it might require some patience to see how it plays out. We didn't get an immediate break back in the spring of 2019. It took around a month before we got that nice weekly candle breaking above for continuation to its target, right? To that swing high. We might need to wait for a similar situation, some consolidation back here, but what is crucial for Bitcoin is to stay above this $7,600 area. The height of this other weekly close that we had last week, $7,600. If Bitcoin is going to consolidate, it must consolidate in a channel similar to the channel that we had back here. So going back to Bitcoin on the daily chart, we know this breakout target in green that you see out of this channel is bullish, but it's ultra bullish. That is because if we take our Fibonacci retracement, it is confluent, right, with our doorways to the bull market, which is the Fibonacci retracement. That is the area Bitcoin must break to enter the bull market. And you can see this breakout target of around 13,800 is slightly above the 618 of this Fibonacci retracement. Obviously, we know resistance goes up to around 16,200. That is a doorway to the bull market. A breakout through the upper trend line, right? Maybe in the next week, maybe in weeks, but a breakout. Maybe we trade sideways into June through the top of the trend line. A breakout is the first step Bitcoin needs to see in order to break into the next bull market and really kind of see those Bitcoin gains that everybody's waiting for. Let me know your thoughts below in the charts. There's so many different data points we can visit. I wanted to throw this pattern at you, get a sense of your thoughts. Thank you for coming by. If you're here and not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button on the way out. I will see you in the next video. Have an awesome day, and God bless.